There are times in history where opportunities present themselves for quantum leaps to go forward. We as a species have been blessed with technology and enormous amounts of information. The question is, what will we do with these gifts, and how it will determine our future and the future of our descendants? For us, in the current present, in this reality, we should want to tell our story, a story of us standing up for what is right, what is just, and how the forces of evil were held at bay and eventually defeated by the instruments of God in this era, with God's favor and His blessings. Everyone has their time, and we are here standing in ours. This is just my opinion, but our ancestors deserve champions. They deserve a representation, a voice that will honor them in their sacrifices. Our descendants deserve heroes and legends. They deserve to have examples of excellence. One thing to be identified. We never fail to our expectations, but rather to our standards. So the question of the hour is, what is your standard? How disciplined are you? Is your testimony of this life enough to move you forward into spaces where you will be able to receive all things that are attainable? God demands instruments of His will on this earth. He will have His instruments who will receive His blessings and favor. It still remains to be seen. The way I see it, it is what I do today that will set the tone for tomorrow. The future is dictated by what is done today, and yesterday cannot be changed. But this can be used as your testimony to put you on a path for greatness and the edification of God's work through you. For every saint was at one time a sinner, and every sinner has the capacity, if chosen, to become a saint. In the Lord's Prayer, it is stated, on earth as it is in heaven. Myself and some other people will see this as a challenge, an almost impossible feat, unless you treat this mission as an overlay vice two independent objectives. I like to think of myself that I operate in dual channel, continuing my Father's work on earth and bringing honor to God in heaven. Navigating this world, a physical, mental, and spiritual landscape operating simultaneously can be exhausting and overwhelming at times. In order to be victorious, one must maintain a proper heading or proper course. Though it is almost certain that challenges, detours, setbacks, and losses will occur. What I'll say to that is, aim to run your race. Do all that you can to complete your objective. And finish the work that God has compelled you to accomplish. Do this despite the fear of reprisal from the men of this age. For context, I'm going to refer to a biblical scripture. This is the 5th commandment of the 10 commandments, coming from Deuteronomy 5, verse 16. Honor your father and your mother as the Lord your God commanded you, that your days will be prolonged and that it may go well with you in the land which the Lord your God gives you. I have a confession, and that confession is that I used to have a hard time trying to find my way in life. And I had to look at things as if they were a mission. And I always had a hard time aligning myself with groups, movements, and the only movement that seemed that it ever made any sense was to align myself with God. Everything else seems like it crumbles. And I'm saying this is because your purpose, if you allow yourself, will be revealed to you once you align your goals with God. One of the things that I think is very interesting is the mechanics of life and the things that are bound to pass if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Now, everybody's different, but that is what I've observed over the years.